am so glad you're here joining us today for Wednesday Connection, a time that we come together to hear some Bible lessons and learn some fun origami. So this week we are going to attempt to make these cute little frogs. Do you see these? Watch, they also jump if you do it just right. Anyway, it's a lot of fun and I cannot wait to teach you how to make them. But first, we need to think, what can frogs teach us about God? Well, think about that for a minute. Frog, F-R-O-G. It's an acronym. Do you know what an acronym is? An acronym is a word that is formed from the beginning initials of a group of longer words. Like ASAP is an acronym for as soon as possible. And FROG is an acronym for fully rely on God. When we remember to frog, we can rest assured in knowing God's got our back with us every day. There's a lot of examples of people in the Bible that had to frog. Who can forget Daniel in the lion's den? Daniel definitely had to frog. Or what about David when he fought Goliath? You guessed it, he had to frog too. When we're faced with situations that seem scary and impossible, we have to frog. Fully rely on God. So let's make our little frog friends here to remind ourselves that we too must frog. Okay, y'all, to get started, all you're gonna need is a sheet of paper, something to write a little face on if you want to, you don't have to, some scissors. Now listen, the thicker the paper you use, the better your frog is gonna jump. So this is a time that if you have cardstock, use it. Or construction paper works really well too. You can make it with regular notebook paper, but it doesn't jump as well, but it'll still be cute. So, you know how we always need a square piece of paper for our origami? This week, we need a rectangle piece of paper. So you could use this whole big old sheet, but I don't know how that would turn out. It might be worth trying another time. I'm gonna make a smaller frog so I know that it jumps better. So just like last week and the weeks before, whenever we put the corner down to make a square piece of paper, we're gonna do that again, like this. Oh, try to line it up best you can. I've told you before, I'm not good at that part. That's okay. Now, we're gonna cut off this strip of paper. Apparently, I'm not too good at cutting either. And now, we have a big square right here. You can just throw that away. We're gonna use this piece. I'm gonna fold that piece in half again and cut it. Okay, now we are left with a smaller rectangular piece of paper. What we're gonna do first is take the top corner of our paper and fold it down like we're making the square piece, but we're gonna crease it hard. Now open it up and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so you've done this. You've creased it on each side. So now, do you see how it looks? Now what we're gonna do is fold it with those points facing up. And we're going to take and make a fold, a hot dog fold, right in the points where they meet up, and fold it away from you. Okay, now open it back up and turn it back around, and it should look something like this. And now we're gonna do something called a squash fold. Now we've done these lots of times before. So what you're gonna do is take your fingers right here, and you're gonna push this down, and this top is gonna come in like that. And when we get it all lined up, crease it. Okay, so we went from this down to that. Do you see how each side can still open? That's good because we're about to open them. We're going to take this side and fold just one of the little flaps up. Can you see what I did? Had it like this, and I fold it up. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. fold it up. Oop, let me see. Okay, and push that like that. So now we've gone from this to this. Very good. Now, if at any point of the video I'm going too fast for you, just push pause and catch up. You can also rewind so you can see what step you have to do next. Okay, so now you're left with these little extra pieces of paper here, and we are gonna fold each one to the center. Remember how I told you that each week we'd get a little bit harder and a little bit harder? Well, all of your paper folding skills up until this point has led you to right now so you can make this frog. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing to each side. Let's go back over that. So we were here, folding those sides in. Got it? So now you should have something that looks like this. If you turn it around, it just looks like that. Now, we're gonna take these little triangles at the top and fold them out. That's gonna be the little foot when we flip it over. Do it to the other side. Okay, do you see that? So we went from this to flipping that out. Very good. Now what we are going to do is take the very bottom of our paper and go all the way up to the top. Increase. See? Now we take that top again and go back down and make it line up at the bottom. Increase it again. And guess what? Now you have a little jumping frog. You see that? Uh-oh, I dropped him. But we're not done yet. We have to add a little cute face to it. So, draw a little eye. And maybe some little nostrils. And maybe our frog has little spots on it. I don't know, do frogs have spots? I guess some of them do. Mine does. There you have it. One little jumping frog. Now you can lay it on the table and see how far you can get it to jump. And you can also let it be a reminder to you to fully rely on God in all situations. Guess what? I went back and I tried it with a full sheet of paper and it works. You can use a whole sheet of construction paper to make a frog. Now it doesn't jump as far, but it does hop a little bit. That's all for this week, boys and girls. I hope you'll join us next week for some more origami and more Bible lessons. We'll see you then.